Why, good evening, you beautiful souls. I hope you're having a brilliant and amazing Wednesday thus far. Now, tonight's special because it introduces you into the concept of non duality, and ultimately, we want to escape concepts tonight. Fully awakening to the full potential of your being. It's that harmonization of the material, the dense physical aspect of your beingness, and the spirit that embodies it. And tonight we're really just going to unfold and explore this great mystery we call life and level up. That's the end goal here, is that you leave this satsang, this meditation, this little Q&A, ultimately tapping into your source and never losing sight of it. So if you can, smash that like before we start, but get those last few wiggles out and we'll begin. When you hear the first 3 taps of the bowl, with each ring of the bell, take a nice deep inhale, and with your exhale, release a calm and gentle as we let go of every happening of the day, angst of the future, and simply remain in the now, giving your full attention to the own sounds, your own voice, the vibrations of the body itself, and the words you hear spoken from me, as I lovingly invite you into that space of the heart. The most important aspect of tonight's meditation is to fully tap into our pureness. So if you don't already, have a nice smile on your face and maintain that joy as your heart radiates. With each breath, the body becomes more relaxed. The physical sensations are observed at a distance. Simply allow everything to be as it is and observe. Don't hold on to any emotion, and those that may arise that feel blissful, joyful, exciting. Simply watch as they come and go like the clouds. Know now that thoughts may arise, but let them. They are akin to background music. Pay them no attention. Simply shift your gaze inwards towards the observer itself. That sense of beingness we know as I. Fall in love with the stillness and the silence in between each passing cloud of the mind. With this final tap of the bowl, shift your full attention, that affection of attention and awareness, towards the sound of the singing bowl as it fades into that calm, still quiet. Fall in love with this practice of simply looking within. This recognition of your own time of self-awareness, self-mastery. Become excited with the opportunity that very few in this life in the waking state experience. Liberation. Dissolution of the false. Unfolding into the pureness in that in which you are, and many are always seeking. It's with this very knowing of this great mystery we embark upon in this living life that it brings joy. Allow a smile to etch across your face. Fall in love with this opportunity to awaken fully. For many are still caught up in the search, filling these internal voids with the external, the material. And as life tends to always teach us with its divine comedy and irony, we partake in this looking outside of us. Some may seem satisfied with that their entire existence. But for those sitting here now, you've come to a point of recognizing that the material is not enough. The material and external does not hold the answers in which you seek. Like children on a playground, this seesaw of duality is akin to the human experience. And just as we come to understand that the game is not fun if one end of the seesaw is only swaying, it must be a bounce in between. Many remain on the ground of personhood, of bodily identification. There is no teeter-tottering back and forth. Just like water, when it becomes stagnant, this game is not fun, it is toxic. Come to recognize that this is a beautiful experience, this gracious gift we know as life. But this concept of life has no dual form. It is eternal. When we become attached to the body, we forget this concept. But just as you were birthed, this physical form is destined for death. Much of many's life is this search of ending this and avoiding this concept, this blatant reality. Know now that you can overcome any questioning intention. You will overcome any and all fears, and at one point in your experience, you will awaken and you will laugh. For having taken this life so seriously, many forget the play in which it's meant to teach us, the opportunity that we have to awaken. In order to fully tap in and harmonize with the spiritual nature of our own beingness, we must come to entertain and seek out the many questions that arise from it, that maybe we are something more than just this physical form. Recognize here, you are far beyond this body. Take a nice deep breath and simply observe the prana, the chi, the vital forces of life around you flowing into each and every cell. And as you exhale and release such tensions, observe the body and the energy moving about it. The breath is the greatest tool in awakening to this spiritual nature of yourself. For life in this flesh, this body, is but a dance in between your first breath in and your last exhale out. Every moment, every breath, you're renewed, you're restored. The universe is created and destroyed in infinite. Fall in love with the subtleties of this experience and come to recognize that we are living in a realm of magic. Take a nice deep breath in, filling yourself up with the love, the joy of this experience. And as you exhale, let go. Simply observe. For it's here in the stillness and the calm, the teeter-totter begins to sway the opposite direction towards the spirit, towards the knowing that you are intuition itself, you are consciousness, you are far beyond this body. Your sense of self carries with you in dream, and at times, the sense of self entirely drops away into nothingness. It's this energetic component to our experience that we can firsthand witness by not controlling the breath, but observing it, by allowing the body to relax and rest as we simply observe. The pure knowing that even though mind, emotion, physical sensation may drop away into silence, your beingness and existence itself does not disappear. It's here we come to awaken and understand that you are beyond the happenings of flesh. You are that radiant pureness that embodies it. Come to understand that this is the ultimate recognition of the search, that what we are transcends physicality. And in this spiritual search, this game of teetering back and forth between spirit and matter, many seemingly appear themselves to be unawakened, to lose their sense of recognition. When the human experience arises and they get caught up in the emotions or the thoughts, despair, fear, and all the things such associated with personhood arise again, and they appear themselves to be lost again. But come to recognize that life is a divine play. And the purpose of unfoldment, of awakening to your truth, is to do just that. Arise from your slumber that you are just the body. Come into the understanding that you are spirit, embodying it. And it's from here in these recognitions that life truly begins, because it's this mastery in which we can bring out the full potential of the human experience. That we can explore with the body, we can feel and express emotion. We receive the radio waves of thought that provide us this outlet of creativity, imagination, and intellect. So we must take this game a step further. When you no longer believe yourself and identify with the flesh, don't get caught in the trap of identifying with ethereal and intangible spirit, for both are observed. It's this very sense that the game ends of teetering back and forth, but we come to a standstill, a harmony, recognizing that all experiences are displayed upon the consciousness known as I am, the beingness in which you know you are and is unchanging. It's here the magic can truly operate in life, where you become that perfect vessel for the universe to express itself. Understand that you are the cosmos, you are the universe itself. So am I. So is everyone you've ever come in contact with. So are the animals, nature, and even the so-called inanimate objects. When the veil drops, everything is teeming with energy and life, consciousness to a varying level. but you have the fortunate opportunity to be a human being. And our vehicle of flesh has far more potential than anyone has fully recognized in this world, but few. Understand now you can be a pioneer in this great eternal transformation in which this entire race is embarking. Society itself is changing, unfolding. And the fact that you are here listening to this message, listening to these understandings, is but a testament to your development, your recognition, and your courage. For it takes far more strength to question your reality, to question your own beingness, than it does to get caught up and swept away in the monotony of everyday cycles. Be proud of yourself. You truly are a beautiful soul, a healer, a beacon of hope for humanity. Continue your unfoldment and recognize that everything you witness and experience is life presenting you these opportunities to awaken deeper into what you are. Allow yourself to take a nice deep breath here with a big smile on your face. Draw in as much life, as much love, and as much light as you can in this ethereal space. And just as long as you were drawing in that breath, hold your body filled with that life force. Whenever you feel the need, even if it's longer than when you were drawing air in, slowly release the exhale, just as long, if not longer, than drawing in the breath. Allow the body to remain empty of air for as long and as comfortable as you can before again we repeat this slow inhalation, envisioning each and every cell becoming vitalized, ignited by these pranic energies. And it's at this point, allow the body to take over such pattern and repetition of breath, simply observing, simply witnessing, as the silent know where you are. It's here the power of breath allows us to clear the ground of being so we can truly understand the intimacy, the duality that is spirit and matter. Again, continue the breath, drawing in vital forces around you with a smile on your face. Fall in love with what you are, and all temporary happenings and phenomena will drop away effortlessly. All it takes is but a single breath to bring yourself back to the pureness in which you always are. Use this as a lifeline, your anchor, so you forever remain in the truth of your being and not swayed by the temporary happenings that come and go. For that is the ultimate harmonization of this human experience. For when you remember you are spirit embodied, the emotions serve as your guide, the mind your canvas to paint and manifest, and the bodily sensations themselves become your vehicle to explore and adventure this great mystery. And as many of us know and have experienced, when we become consumed by the temporary, when we identify with the thoughts, the emotions, and the physical sensations, the many lesser vibratory paths of attachment arise. Chaos and suffering are inevitable. Transcend the influence and identification of the temporary and come to awaken fully to your truth. Never swayed, forever remaining the divine being in which you are. And most importantly, you can enjoy the game. For life will always present itself with opportunities, obstacles, and challenges, but they never will consume you again. So the seesaw of life continues to bounce back and forth with akin moments to contraction and relaxation in our own bodily function. For it's that ebb and flow which is necessary and natural in this universe, for we live in a realm of duality. And the more we recognize this, the more we distance ourselves from the identification with either and come to understand ourselves as again the fulcrum in which that seesaw of this human experience, this blending of spirit and matter, plays upon. And it's in this moment we can take this search a step further. For we must recognize that all of us are playing upon the same ground of being. It goes by many names: Source, the Creator, the ground of being, the eternal fire, the One, God, the primordial force and energy, consciousness itself. The names are inevitable. The names are never ending. It matters not what you call Source. What matters most is you look for yourself beyond the sense of I am. And the ultimate harmonization arises within you. That what you are goes beyond spirit and matter, goes beyond form, goes beyond sense of self and identification. But that you are a cell in the whole, that you truly are the universe, Source itself expressing itself through you, connected with all, united with all. And it's here the trust and love for life and the experience radiates and shines from you stronger than ever. For you become harmonized with the truth of this world, with the truth of this experience. That you are a God and goddess of manifestation, bestowed the powers by Source in the One itself. And as the One Creator manifested everything, so too have you stood the test of time and been manifested since the beginning, transcending time and space, arising the moment creation arose itself. Fully tap into what you are, marinate in the pureness of your being, and forever remain harmonized as spirit and matter, as consciousness. As your source knowing grows, self-mastery is inevitable. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you release, simply drop away all tensions and marinate in the truth of your being. When you hear the next tap of the bell, again, as the bowl rings, take a nice deep breath in. And with your exhale, transform it into a powerful as you proclaim your understanding and solidify your experiential knowing that you are life itself, that you are a cell of the whole, and that you may be protected, guided, and loved. For life will help you manifest everything you seek. Remain in the truth of your being, and all shall be revealed. Namaste. I bow to the divine within you. Thanks for tapping in. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, isn't life beautiful? So, if you found it as beautiful as I did, be sure to give it a thumbs up, smash that like button. And this is your time to really ask any questions. Didn't really have any other than one that kind of arose from sessions this week thus far. And I find it a really important topic purely because I feel a lot of people are going through it right now. Backstory a little bit without revealing their identity. You know who you are. So, this person is experiencing conditionings of their past happening again. Um, and it comes from a point of being validated. It comes from, not being heard. And it's that lack of seeing the world that you see when you are on this journey of awakening. It can be an incredibly isolating feeling, you know. And of course, you're gleeful, you're excited when you awaken to like this truth of what we are, when you have these breakthroughs, these aha moments and revelations. And ultimately, because you tap back into that childlike state, because you've transcended your own suffering and much of your karma, you want to help people, you want to save people, you want to scream it to the mountaintops, but you often get received with crickets. And this person was really hurt by that. And more than ever, it was received with hostility. And that's kind of where, I feel a lot of people are receiving that. A lot of people that are akin to truth, that they kind of preach truth, they do their due diligence in all senses of the inner and external searches, and understand that just as your own intuition operates, that knowing, that gut feeling, the truth doesn't need to repeat itself. The mind, the imagination, the ego, the emotions, that repeats itself. It gnaws at you, it chirps at you, it doesn't really want to stop. But the truth is always spoken once. That's all. So, my biggest recommendation for this student and for you listening is don't allow yourself to get caught up in confrontation. Don't allow yourself to get pulled back down into those lesser vibratory responses and egoic expressions, because it doesn't do you a service. Those that are awakened now, those that are on this path of healing and unfoldment and, doing their own life, they're meant to be the difference. They're meant to be the change. And I know that sounds super cheesy, but that's truly why we're here. Not everyone is meant to teach and talk and, and guide others. Most of us are truly meant to be that spiritual Johnny Appleseed. I know I'm one of them. You know, I just have my own natural talents and skills. Each of us are unique. The most important thing that any of us can do is carry out our truth through our actions. It doesn't matter what you say, what you do. Everyone's always going to have their own predeterminations and judgments and, vision and story of you in their head. You have no control over that. So again, I always want to reiterate, dance your dance. This is the time to really stand by your truth. You don't need to repeat something multiple times to someone. Say it once. That's all you need to say. You're planting the seeds. Do you? Your lack of engagement with another's ego and turning it into a huge, arduous mishmash of just conflict and combat is only going to lower your vibration. And right now, more than ever, we need every healer, light worker, awakened one, whatever you want to call us all. We need us on our A game, that awakened game. So remain in your truth. Don't let anything disturb you. Bring yourself back to that, knowing that this experience is temporary. I'm beyond this body. Life is always presenting things for me. And when you handle and deal with these situations, it's going to turn into an opportunity to transform yourself and level up even further. So don't get caught up in the lesser ways. Remain in the truth of your being, and everything will unfold before your very eyes, and it will be beautiful. Life is always giving us these nuggets, these alley oops just to dunk on. And when we have a recognition in our meditation, you better recognize that life is going to say, okay, let's see if they're serious about this whole development thing. And you're going to be presented with an opportunity to really put your words and your intuition and the recognitions to the test, to apply what you know. Because knowledge means nothing without application. And we'll be touching on it more on the Sunday satsang, but this, you got to recognize we're in this wild astrological alignment where we have a lunar eclipse, a super moon, and then what? I think June 10th we have the solar eclipse. These alignments with the planets and how many in retrograde and how long they've been in. This stuff only happens every like 200 years to like 2000 years for some of the alignments and arrangements of our universe right now. So we are at another portal. We are at another tipping point. We are at another chance to really dedicate yourself and pivot all those old negative cycles into something beautiful to transform yourself. So stay true to yourself. Don't get caught up. Really dedicate yourself now up until and obviously beyond that solar eclipse to ready yourself for this another portal that's going to open up, because energies are going to get released if you allow them to. If you recognize they're there, you will wake up and you'll feel lighter. It's that understanding that you want to manifest something, put that in your mind, speak it into existence. And not only that, put yourself when you say it. Like, I know I have my manifestation list right here of things that I speak into existence. And I've been doing that for years now. And it's just check, 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 check. But the one thing I always recommend when you're doing this, and especially leading up to this eclipse and beyond, is when you say these affirmations, when you say these aspirations of manifestation, put yourself in that energetic place of you recognize you are source itself. You recognize that you are beyond this body. You're evoking your divine powers as that God and goddess you are. And you're putting yourself in that emotional place of love and service. Not one of my goals and things that I will manifest applies to just me. It's truly awakening to the sense that everything you do is a service unto humanity. Everything. So gear yourself towards what can it's like I think the term is igaki. I probably butchered it, and if you're Japanese, I apologize. I actually stumbled into it, I think last week, and it's something that I've lived in my entire life, never knowing it's a term until I just saw it on Reddit, I think it was, and it's the sense of what do you love? What does the world need? What is there? What can you get paid for? I don't really like the term paid. Um, Gosh, and I think it's something else that's like, so purpose, what are you good at? What the world needs, yeah, and what do you love? Like, what's the purpose? Like, what's your drive for it? Um, and I've always kind of had that understanding that it's a multifaceted thing, what we want to do in this world. So try to create your manifestations like that. Like what can you survive from it? If it's money, yeah, we need money in this world. That's just how it is. It's not right, but that's what it is. But and what does the world need? How can your skills shine to the world? Remember, if you're listening to this, you're a healer, you're a manifester, you're someone that's meant to change the game here. It's largely why you never really felt like things were right, is because you were never meant to play by the rules that were set upon the ancestors in the past. You're meant to create a new world. So truly look within yourself and understand that you have the ability, you have the potential. So end the seesaw, harmonize it. Recognize that it's the I am presence of your own being that the fulcrum, this whole seesaw of duality tips upon. Harmonize with yourself fully and come to recognize that the game is played upon the ground of source and the creator. So that was a lot. Went longer than I wanted in that part, but I hope it helped. May the fruit of knowledge offer a seed, and in that seed may your love, will, and intuition give life and nourishment. For a tree shall grow, and in its shade may you find peace, and offer peace to all who ask. Namaste. I bow to the divine within you. I love you so much. Smash that like, subscribe, share if you can. Just post it on social media. You never know when one person's just gonna see that and their higher self is gonna be like, "That's it. It's time. Let's dive in." And it helped your boy grow the channel. So take care. I love you so much. I'll see you Sunday. Peace.